Get ready to ring in the new year with pro-Hamas agitators? The anti-Israel crew is getting a practice run on what they hope to do this New Year's Eve. Dozens of them getting arrested for blocking roadways outside major travel hubs, including New York City's JFK airport. They also made life pretty miserable for travelers at LAX. The blockade's forcing some flyers to burst through the signs on foot to bypass jammed roadway. Unfortunately, we might see this type of nonsense as we count down to 2024. Protesters are expected to target the Times Square ball drop, but Mayor Adams promises that the NYPD will be on top of things.
There's always a serious concern around safety in New Year's Eve because there's a large number of people. Everyone, look for events like this if they want to do bad things, and the police department is on top of it.
Yeah, we'll see. Look, there's a lot of very serious and dark stuff to get to, but big picture, Kennedy, is this working? Are they winning over?
No, absolutely not.
Are they winning any friends by doing this?
No, I went and bought a Star of David necklace after seeing yet another pro-Palestine protest. I mean, they're calling for genocide, and they smell. They're not changing anyone's mind. I got caught up in one of these dingbat protests in Columbus Circle. And, the mall there, they had shut the mall down. I'm like, I'm just trying to go to Lululemon and get my daughter a pair of leggings before Christmas. Can you, hats, please just move out of the way? Because all you're doing is making the case for the other side. And all people have to do is a little bit of research to see that they intellectually undermine themselves every time they show up and scream into bullhorns. And you know what? It is protest tourism. These are people who have been bored, fat, and unemployed since 2020, since the George Floyd protests, and they're just looking for something to do.
So maybe they're actually helping. But, I have to say, it's all of it is appalling, but I have to say that watching people jump out of their cabs at LAX to run, I mean, Jimmy, a cab driver's worst nightmare.
Oh, well. What's going on right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, especially because, again, it's not people that are legitimately invested in the cause. If there was like a true educated passion, yes. Half of these guys think Gaza Strip is a gentleman's club. They have no idea. They're like, should I bring singles to the protest? We're going to Gaza Strip. This sounds great. But back to Kennedy's point of how they are insufferable people who don't have the skill of persuasion. Okay, no one is sitting in that cab at LAX going, oh my gosh, they made me miss my flight, they destroyed my honeymoon. I'm going to adapt their political views. Right. I think these are the people I need to be with. Right. And that's the problem. As for Times Square, I'm not going there. Okay, as a Jets fan, I've been watching the ball drop all year. Good night, everybody. There it is.
There it is. Katie, obviously, when you have these unbelievable stories where they're like Christmas carolers are getting like crashed with people saying things like long live Intifada and Christmas is canceled. You start to wonder if maybe there might not be like a distinct religious element.
Yeah, Intifada is a call for murder, a call for genocide. These people are not interested in persuasion. What we're seeing is an effort to intimidate and to use terrorist tactics to shut down freeways and to harass people and to scare children with their families going to a Christmas tree or trying to get on a flight, maybe for a family emergency. They're interested in control. They're not interested in having a debate about this topic. It's Occupy Wall Street, Antifa, the 2020 rioters repackaged into this for the most part. But historically, when it comes to the airports, in the 60s and 70s, there were about a dozen hijacked planes by Palestinian terrorists. So this is actually a real problem and a threat that we've seen throughout the course of modern history, and law enforcement should treat it as such before things get much worse. These are not people who are interested in democracy or having a discussion about human rights. They're interested in murdering people and making sure that if you cross them, that you'll be on the list next. And as you point out, they're not going to leave anybody behind. They start with the Jewish delis and the hummus place down the street, and then they go to the Christmas trees. They want you to take their side or else.
Okay, so a new level of dark in all of this for me was this whole idea of this group wanting to hold a protest outside the D.C. Holocaust Museum? Inside the D.C. Holocaust Museum? I mean, this is nuts.
It's beyond nuts. It's one of the more uneducated movements I think that we've ever witnessed before. Total lack of respect for humanity, for history, for the national consciousness. Like, read the room, people. People are upset about this on both sides of it, but anyone who's being thoughtful about it knows that the Holocaust Museum here and in Israel, hallowed ground. It's sacred. Your life will be changed if you spend 5 minutes in either of those museums. It's appalling. What they are doing is also alienating Israelis, who are some of the most supportive people of the Palestinian cause. Gallup just recorded the highest level of support, I'm kind of inverted, against a two-state solution. I think I did that inverted, but they used to be a lot more supportive of it, and now they're saying, you know what? This is who you are. This is how you're treating us. And it is harrowing, and I would still recommend it. There is a New York Times investigation piece that came out today called Screams Without Words, How Hamas Weaponized Sexual Violence on October 7th. You should go and look at it. This is just a little excerpt of it. It says the first victim said she saw a young woman with copper-colored hair, blood running down her back, pants pushed down to her knees. One man pulled her by the hair and made her bend over. Another penetrated her, and every time she flinched, he plunged a knife into her back. That is all that this is about. It is not about free Palestine. The time for free Palestine is when all of these hostages have been returned. We found out another American hostage was dead today. Her husband has also been murdered. Just hold it for a second and wait until your people are returned. You'll get a more amenable conversation out of it as well. But when people are sitting there being bludgeoned and raped and killed by the day, no one wants to see this. And they're making a mockery of themselves. They're making a mockery of the this dire situation in the Middle East. And you're emboldening Bibi Netanyahu.
Yeah, I think no civilized person wants to see this.
No,
but you have to kind of wonder about some of these people who look at this on October 7th and then come out on the side of the terrorists.
Yeah.
You kind of scratch your head and think, maybe some people do want to see it.
Yeah, how are you the president of Harvard?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.